This morning on Press Pass, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and that means a lot of people getting together to watch the game and share some food, of course. But with the severe flu season ravaging our country, you might want to take some extra precautions to keep yourself healthy. Here to weigh in on how the flu is impacting our valley right now is the Mahoning County District Board of Health Commissioner Pat Sweeney. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Absolutely. We want to start with the fact that a lot of us are going to parties today, whether you're in Minnesota around a lot of fans or you're at a party at someone's house. How do you stay safe from getting the flu?
Well, first of all, if anyone is feeling ill, they shouldn't be going to the party.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. The second thing is if you're shaking hands or wash your hands. Make sure you're not touching hands and then touching your face or mucous membranes. Or you can always do the elbow bump instead of the shaking hands or hugs. It's always a good idea to keep a little bit of distance if you...
And what about sharing food? I know there's dips and different things. Yeah.
Take a spoonful, put it on your plate, and use your own...
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely don't double dip. If you see someone that did, just skip that one. Now, I talked to you on Monday about hospitalizations in our area, and depending on where you go, we're seeing different numbers. I know Trumbull County had a number of elderly earlier in the month. What does it look like right now in Mahoning County for hospitalizations? Well,
in the state of Ohio, we've had about 8,600 hospitalizations due to influenza this season. In Mahoning County, we've had 215. About 199 of them have been with influenza A, about 16 with influenza B, and 12 of them have been children. So children are the age of 18. In Ohio, we've had 3 pediatric deaths. In Mahoning County, we have had no pediatric deaths. So we did see a spike in the first 2 weeks of January with hospitalizations. Then the third and fourth week of January, they were down. And then again, the 5th week of the flu season, we're starting to see them go back up. So I don't think we're past the peak. So we do need to be still paying attention, and we are seeing it.
And get the flu vaccine. If you have not gotten that already, you do recommend that?
Absolutely. Okay. If it's 10, 20, 30% efficacy, that is 10, 20, 30% less likelihood that you will become severely ill with influenza.
Does it also reduce symptoms too?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Even if it doesn't prevent you entirely from becoming ill with the flu, it does mitigate the course. So it's a less severe version of the flu.
Now, we were talking about H1N1. I remember back when we had that in Ohio, everyone was mandated to get the vaccine one way or another through the nose or the shot, and it was really a big deal. This flu season seems so bad, but you say we're not at epidemic levels yet.
That's correct. Plus, H1N1 was a novel influenza A. That was something that most of the people alive at that time hadn't been exposed to. So they really did want to get people immunized to something novel. H3N2, this current circulating influenza A, isn't novel. It's not something that people haven't been exposed to before. So yes, we're seeing people become hospitalized, and there have been deaths. There are always deaths from influenza. And in some parts of the country, we're seeing more of it than we are right here. But it is something that it's not epidemic, it is widespread.
Now, there were reports this past week about Tamiflu shortages. You saw it on the national news. I'm sure we had it here on the nightly news. Are we seeing that in the valley?
No, actually, I've had my epidemiologist contact all the hospitals to find out how we were faring with Tamiflu, and none of our hospitals are seeing shortages. We don't get that information directly from our drugstores, but we have not heard any information to say we have a shortage. The hospitals are having decreased visitation right now to try to slow down any kind of transmission of the flu, though.
Okay. Can you explain how that works? Because I know some folks may not know what Tamiflu is.
Tamiflu is an antiviral, so it helps to prevent you either getting the virus or it helps to prevent it from spreading.
And you say wash your hands, hot or cold water. I learned that this week.
15 seconds at least.
I've been doing
all
that
the surfaces.
Really
hum happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah.
And frequent hand washing, covering, a sneeze or a cough, and definitely staying home if you're ill. Don't go to work, don't go to a party, and at least for 24 hours after having the flu, or your fever decreased.
Okay, thank you. Good game day tips. I really appreciate your help, and hopefully whoever is suffering from the flu gets better soon, because it's horrible. You're just telling me off camera. So thank you so much for coming in, Steve. I'll send it over to you.